Hi, get yourself a coffee. We've got 15 minutes probably of showing you a few things that I'm having today. This is day 6 and I'm back in my kitchen. Last night I had pulled jackfruit, which was lovely. I marinated it in the barbecue marinade, and then I had it roasted, which was lovely. I've got a little bit left here and I'm going to use this for my lunch today. So what I've done, I've already set up the lunch because I don't want the video to be too long. So in here I've got 2 wraps. I don't know if you can see if I pull them back a bit. Got 2 wraps, and one has got the pulled jackfruit with some salad, some roasted peppers, a little bit of sunflower seeds, and as I say, the salad on the top. This one has the mock tuna. So I made some tuna a while ago. It's not real tuna. It's made with bean sprouts. And the rest of the bean sprouts and the lentils that I had left sprouting, I'm going to use those tonight to make a stir fry. So that's my lunch. So I'm going to have that quite soon because it's getting quite late. And then I'm going to show you what I'm having for my dinner tonight. So I'm going to have a stir fry and I'm going to use tofu. So this is my tofu press. And in this tofu press, I have some tofu. I've cut the block in half, so all that's left is half a block. But when you buy it, you put it in the tofu block. You rinse it first if it's in the container. You rinse it out and you just literally put the block will fit perfectly in this size. You put the lid on and it's got like elastic stretchy things here that pulls down and puts pressure into the tofu, and all the liquid in the tofu will then go into this container and collect it. And all you have to do then is to literally take this out, get rid of all the water, and you're ready to go. And it will take probably about, I say the least time 20 minutes, but I normally leave it for a couple of hours because I like my tofu quite firm. You can't really cook it as it is when it comes out of that pack. It will be too mushy. It will be really, it'll just go into like crumble. And that's what people do. They don't realise they have to press it. If you haven't got a press, what you can do is you could get a sieve and put it over a bowl. Put your tofu in. I'd probably wrap it in a piece of cheesecloth or something like that. That's something that's the water can go through, and then put a weight on the top. So you could put literally another something like this on the top of the tofu. Fill this with cold water. Leave it on the side, or put a jar. You could probably put something like that filled with water and make it weighted. If you have got some weights for scales and things, you could use that. But something heavy. That will press it. It will probably not quite be as good as the tofu press. This was, as I say, it was about £20 from Amazon, but really worth every penny if you're going to eat tofu quite regularly. I eat it at least twice a month, probably more than that. So what I've done, I've actually got some in here, some tofu in here that I've actually marinated. And I used, trying to save money, I used the marinade that I made the pulled pork in, or the pork jackfruit. Now, the pulled jackfruit isn't a meat, so this marinade, I can use it again. I can get a second marinade out of it. If I have chicken in there, I'd have to throw it away. Now, what you can do, once this is finished, you can use this marinade as part of the stir fry. So you can put it in the stir fry. Some people also add corn flour to it, and you can make it like a barbecued sauce, which is really nice. So I've got 2 samples of the tofu that I've cut. I've cut a small section here, a thin section, and then a more chunky section. So the smaller one, this one here, is a little bit like a bacon. So this one's more bacon, and this one is more for like a stir fry. That is probably a little bit too thick. I'd probably make it a lot thinner, probably half that size. Marinate it, and then you can fry it. Absolutely delicious as breakfast bacon. But I wouldn't use that marinade as a bacon because it's too barbecuey. I'll show you tomorrow. I'm going to make a breakfast with tofu and show you how to make the marinated bacon. But I'm going to hop on later on, and I'm going to show you how I make my stir fry and show you what I use, because I've got lots of things I can use. Now, I set this video up a while ago and I tried to film it and the battery died. So I got halfway through doing a juice to show you a juice, and unfortunately the camera died. So I'm going to go back to this station. I'm just going to take my mic off so I don't pull the camera over. And I'm just going to put the mic on the side so it probably can pick up the sound, hopefully. Right, so I've got my juicer set up here. I'm just going to get something out of my fridge. I forgot. So, this is how to make a juice. So I've got a really nice cold juicer here. You probably can see it. It's a bit far over, but I don't want to bring the camera too far because there's not an awful lot of space. So I'm going to start to juice. So what I've got in here, I've got a carrot. I'll come over because I've left the stalks off, and I've also got the stalks here off here. Okay, so I've chopped them down, and I'm going to use that as well because that's got chlorophyll in. It's got the really lovely green plant. I've got some small beetroot that were actually, I found them in my garden growing. I was quite surprised. They're quite tiny, but I'm going to use them. Okay, rather than just getting rid of them. I've got a lime here, which I've taken the skin off, and I've got some chopped chopped apples, carrots, and I've also got some Swiss chard and a little bit of kale. I could use spinach if I wanted to. And in this jar, I've got turmeric and ginger that I freeze. Okay, so I take it out, like I said in the previous video, I take it out of the main container in the freezer, and I put it in here. It lasts for about 4 days, and I add it to my smoothies or my juice. Okay, so I'm going to put that in later. So I'm going to turn the juicer on. It will be noisy, and I'm going to juice the rest of this stuff. All right, so this is the carrot. You just press it down with this temper. Okay, so I'm going to carry on juicing. I might not do all of it. I might just show you the general idea. So I'm putting the beetroot through. It goes really through. I've left the stalks on as well. If you've got decent beetroot with the stalks on, you can use the stalks. Bit of kale, bit of red kale, a little bit of green kale there. Some of the green carrot tops. A little bit of Swiss chard. I'm going to stop in a moment because I don't want to go through all of this because it will take forever. I thought I'd got some celery in here. Obviously I've already probably juiced it, but never mind. Okay, so that's the juice, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in some, I'm going to let it stop now, and I'm going to put in some turmeric. I'm going to put it in the top because it will blend through. I'm going to put that in, and that will go through. The juice will come out as the turmeric. Yeah, I'll probably put something else just to push it through. A bit more Swiss chard, and maybe a bit more beetroot. If you're going to use celery, if you use it at the last resort, the last piece of veg going through, it tends to clean the blender or the juicer even. Okay. So that's going to go through, and what I've done, I've put the little sieve, there's like a little sieve here that takes out the froth. Okay, so what I've got here, just going to just give it a little, okay, so what I've got here is I've got my juice. So I also wanted to explain something as well. So let me just quickly just grab these things without pulling everything over. I've got my glass, and I'm going to put the juice in the glass. Okay, so that's made a nice serving of juice. So I'll have that with my breakfast. If I wanted to make it a little bit more of a meal, I could put an avocado in. Now you can't juice avocados, they just mush through. So I would put it in my blender along with my juice and would blend it into the juice. I'll probably use half an avocado for a serving of juice. That's kind of a serving of juice. What I've got left there is probably another juice full. Okay, so it doesn't take long to make it. It's a bit of a faff to wash everything out, but what I tend to do is I fill my washing up bowl with hot or soapy water, and then just literally take everything in there, plunge it in there, leave it to soak for a few minutes, and then clean it through. It takes little time at all. No time at all. The pieces of apple that are left, okay, so these are organic apples. So I've got 2 cores here from the apples. Now, I talked about making apple cider vinegar if you've got apples. If you keep your cores and freeze them, and when you've got enough, I know it sounds crazy to collect these, but when you've got enough and you've got a bag full, you can start to make apple cider vinegar. You could probably use a whole fresh apple, use the rest of the cores, then you're not wasting anything. And then I'll show, there is a video on this channel how to make apple cider vinegar. So keep your apple cores, freeze them, start to get a little bag, put those in, mark it up, apple cores for apple cider vinegar, and it's all ready to go then. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to have some of my juice. Let's have a taste of it. That's lovely, and you can taste the ginger and the turmeric in there. It's really nice. I quite fancy a little bit of avocado in, so I'm going to, after this video, put it through the blender and make it nice and smooth. Anyway, have a lovely rest of your day. I'll see you later on this evening. I'm going to show you how to make my stir fry with the tofu. So I will see you very soon. Thanks a lot for joining me today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button, and please share it with other people that might be interested in following this challenge. Thanks very much. Have a lovely Saturday. Thanks, and bye-bye.